Hi there. From time to time I will simply order an UberX or a Lyft or an SUV and take a short trip and get into a conversation with the driver. I'm in the passenger seat, in the back. Most of the time they don't recognize me. If they do recognize me from the YouTube channel, great. We have an amazing conversation. And I get a lot of feedback. Now, I never film the person driving me. I'm sitting in the back here. I can show you. There, he's driving me. He's in the front talking. I'm recording the conversation. And we're having a very, very interesting conversation. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened here. No names mentioned. The guy got his 5 stars from me. It was a $20 trip. I gave him a $20 tip. He made 40 bucks. Why did I give him the $20? Because I felt like he was teaching me a lot about his experiences and he was sharing some crucial information with me, right? And I felt like I needed to reward him. So he was very, very happy when I gave him 20 on 20 for UberX. $40, and the trip wasn't even that long. It went from Thousand Oaks, I think, to Encino. Now what happened during this trip, right? Just yesterday, Jeff Jones, the president of Uber, resigned after 6 months. He came from Target. They paid an astronomical fee for this guy, and after 6 months he throws in the towel, and you know, it's all too much for him, right? I'm not going to talk about the range of things that Uber faced in the last 6 months. Every company goes through that. Every company, whether it's McDonald's, Walmart, whoever it is, every company will have sexual harassment stories or stuff that leaks out in the media. It's a given fact. This is not just an Uber thing, right? It's just that the media is obsessed with Uber. The media is obsessed with Kalanick because he once was with Trump and then he wasn't with Trump. So anything that happens, believe me, any shooting in a car, any fight, everything gets out there on Uber. If Travis Kalanick gets into a little dispute with a driver, and you guys have seen that argument that broke out, right? And you interpret as you wish. I'm not judging the guy because we're not perfect. I'm not perfect either, right? I could have had 1 or 2 tequilas and I could have maybe felt a little bit more brave in the car and spoke louder than I do on average. I don't judge people. I don't judge Mr. Kalanick. All I'm saying is these are the growing pains and the things that you encounter when you are running a corporation. I run 3 of my own businesses, right? I deal with weekly headaches. Not on that magnitude, right? But I've seen a lot. Now, here is the advice I would like to give to Uber after speaking to countless drivers, right? After speaking to the wonderful gentleman who drove me today, right, in his Toyota Camry. Thanks to you if you're watching. Now, the word respect comes up again and again. Drivers feel disrespected. There's an unhappiness, especially in the UberX category. So let's look at the issues. The bottom line is people are feeling like they're working for peanuts for too little. This whole idea of pool, Uber, you need to abolish it yesterday. Pool needs to be gone. There's no reasons for people jumping in with other people, right? And you are facing the brunt of the headache of that trip, and you get paid, and you're getting paid peanuts. Nothing. Uber Pool needs to vanish. Gone. The rates of UberX, especially UberX, need to be bumped up. I'm not saying that they have to be on the same level as taxi services, but they're too cheap, right? People are getting frustrated with these little earnings. They need to come up at least 10, 15, 20%, right? On top of that, the only way Uber manages, now Uber is bringing in a COO, a Chief Operating Officer. You can never ever be in that seat or be in a presidential seat unless you've been on both sides, on the driver's side and in the back and the passenger side, right? And you've driven multiple cities and you've spoken to hundreds of drivers and you have think tanks, okay? So here's my theory, and this is how I see Uber succeeding, right? Lyft stays out of the limelight. You don't hear much of them. They're quietly making their money. But Uber seems to be the media child, and this is how I think Uber sorts out the issue. Go out and get yourself 5 guys, hire them, pay them $1 million a year. I would not work for Uber under $1 million because I make more than that in my other businesses, right? Go out and pick, let's say, 5 guys who interact with drivers every day, who really operate and understand the questions and offer the answers. Now, and I'm going to call out names because I just think that these would be my #1 picks, right? I would go out and hire Harry, the rideshare guy, right? You know him, right? He's very methodical. He's been in there for a long time. I would go out and hire the Uber man, right? He's been out there forever, great videos, talks about excellent topics, and really, really understands his business. Then my third pick, I would pick the simple driver, right? Because he has a very professional way of articulating himself. He has a very gentle manner of really getting his message across. He's super positive. Him and I had a run-in once. You know, put that aside. The guy's brilliant. End of story, right? And most of you guys are also subscribed to his channel. So we have Harry, we have the Uber man, we have the simple driver. You know, maybe we take in 1 more there, and let's say myself. 5 people. You spend $5 million a year on 5 top guys that have brought you thousands and thousands of drivers. I cannot count. I've lost count how many drivers I brought to Uber and Lyft, right? Uber is making handsome money through them. Hopefully these guys are all still with Uber and with Lyft. Harry, the Uber man, the simple drivers, they have signed up thousands of people, right? So we have done our duty for this company. We have also educated the drivers to become 5-star drivers. We have showed them how to maximize their profits. You look at any one of Harry's videos, my videos, Uberman's videos, the simple drivers videos, and you can see we are giving you the information to make your life easier and better so that you can make more money. End of story. And I always go batting for the driver, and when I say to Uber, and I've written it countless times, I'll keep on making countless videos and putting this in the universe, they need to abolish pool, raise the rates, especially in UberX, and they need to start interacting more with the drivers. They need a team of people, I've just mentioned them, a think tank that acts as the bridge to the drivers, right? So that we're all on the same playing field, right? Because us, the drivers, or my drivers that work for me, we put in the hours, we make the money, they earn the salaries, they get to grow the company thanks to our efforts, right? And super important, what did I leave out there? Yes, you have to bring in a tipping platform. That was one of the #1 things that we spoke about in this conversation in this car, is that, you know what, if I would get a tip, I would feel rewarded. And I listened to the gentleman who was driving, and I truly felt at the end of the trip, he deserved 20 on his 20, right? He gave me a lot of helpful information, same information that other drivers have shared with me, their frustrations. So the last 6 months, if you can say that Jeff Jones did something for Uber, show me. You can't. He did nothing, right? He made big promises that would come out in January. I waited patiently. 17th of January or 20th of January was the big announcement date. Nothing. Months later, come end of March or so, or come end of February, he sent out an email, right? The guy did not get in there and get his hands dirty. If you want to be the chief operating officer of Uber, you need to operate. You need to be able to operate and find out the lay of the land in Europe. You need to be in Asia. You need to go to visit every state. You need to get into a cab in New York. You need to learn all the ins and outs. You have to be on the other side, and you have to have at least done 100 trips. The COO should have at least done 100 trips so he knows how the business operates, right? Otherwise, I think the company may be heading towards a downward spiral. That new person is crucial, and I want to see action right away. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what the guy's name is. I'm sure they're going to announce him super soon. You need to introduce a tipping platform, you need to abolish Uber Pool, and you need to raise the rates. And you don't have to put them at the same rates as taxis, but you can't pay the drivers Trump change. We are frustrated. The people driving passengers are frustrated. No doubt about it, the passengers getting a great service. They're getting the car faster there than any taxi could ever make it, right? They have people with background checks, they have the safety aspect, they have the choices, X, SUV, luxury. They can get into a Mercedes-Benz or they can get into a Prius. Passengers are spoiled, right? Drivers now need the attention and the respect that they deserve. Thank you. That's all I have to say.